Hello, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Ruby. This is Ruby Red, and today we're gonna do a little Connor picks my TBR for me in a fun new way. I am going on a trip. Me and Connor are going to Lake Tahoe for a couple of days next week or this week, whatever. And I didn't know what books to bring. And so I decided that I would get Connor to pick 2 books from a stack that I pre-screened. And I would do this by just reading the first line, and then Connor picks based on the first line. And originally this was just going to be the beginning of the vacation vlog, but then I was like, you know what, I haven't posted in a while and this could just be its own video. It's fine. So it's going to be its own video and it's fine. What am I going to read? So I have a couple things on my Kindle. I've got a couple of, stuff that I talked about in my TBR video and blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to bring some like hard copy physical books, as they say, because I'm hoping to be able to read in the great outdoors a little bit. And also Connor, I know, is going to be at least once going snowboarding, and I'm not going to be going, so I'll stay home and read. So I just needed a couple things, okay? And because I'm me, I could absolutely not decide which books to bring, because I was like, I have so many moods. There's so many things that I like want to get into. I decided I would do a first sentence sort of a thing where I will pick 8 books, I already picked them, and then I'm gonna have Connor listen to me read the first sentence and then pick 2 books for me to bring. So before I make Connor make my selection for me, I'll just run you through some of the options and let you know kind of like where I'm at with them. The first thing that I picked was To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, because I think that this is about a trip. I think they're taking a vacation to the lighthouse and I'm taking a vacation, so I thought that that would be fun. And also I want to read this book. My friend Aubrey gave it to me. It's on my 30 by 30 list, so that's my first option. And then in kind of a also like an outdoorsy, not as much of a vacation, but just like I'm gonna be around some trees, so I wanted to like be reading a nature book, and this is Pilgrim at Tinker Creek by Dillard. This is also my 30 by 30 book I want to read, and it just feels like it might be fun to be reading this like in the woods. I don't even know that this is really about like the woods, but it's certainly not about the coastal desert that I live in. Okay, again, we're kind of in this like outdoorsy vein of book ideas that I'm thinking I will be in the mood for on my trip, but this is not really about like nature as much as like the environment and like maybe humans interacting with it. This is The Seedkeeper by Diane Wilson. I'm dying to read this. It's one of my 5-star predictions, so hopefully Connor will let me bring this. Yeah, because can't wait to read this. Okay, then I just thought it'd be fun to throw in a little bit of this tiny little poetry book. This is Patti Smith's, what is it called? Devotion. This is from the Why I Write series, where a bunch of poets have written tiny little books like this, based on talks that they gave at something. I don't really understand, but it's some more Patti Smith poetry, and this would be a nice thing to simply devour in just one sitting on the deck, you know what I mean? Okay, then we've got some just for funs books, like, I don't know, just feeling goofy. First up, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Kayla lent me this book and I'm excited to read it. I think Kayla loved it. I think most people love it. And it is a sci-fi queer space book. That's pretty much all I know. And yeah, I think that this would be a fun thing to be able to read like pretty quickly, and I think being on like a vacation will lend itself to that. Not that I don't read books kind of quickly at home anyway. Also loaned to me by Kayla, I have The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This is a romance about a witch. That's all I got. And I think it had pretty mixed reviews, but Kayla absolutely loved it, so that's why I'm going to read it. And we'll see if I love it. Okay, just 2 more. This is a lot of books. I maybe could have given Connor a smaller selection to choose from, but that's not me. I have another of my 5-star predictions here, Free Food for Millionaires by Min Jin Lee. Why haven't I picked this up yet? Who could say? I'll say why. It's because it's it's big. It actually just weighs a lot, even just holding it up like this. But yeah, you know, this is just for funsies. I would just like to read it. This is another book that was on my 5-star predictions list, and I do just want to be working my way through those. You know how it is. Don't want to let it sit for too long. The final book is this. Erosion by Terry Tempest Williams. This is a book that I talked a little bit about in my TikTok TBR this month. It's about the literal and metaphorical wearing away of things, I think. That's kind of the best quick description that I can give as someone who has not yet read it. And this one, I kind of think I'm just gonna bring regardless of whether or not Conor picks it, because I do really want to read it this month, so I think I'll probably pack it, but I still wanted to get Conor to pick 2 books, and then, so I'm just like gonna throw this in and hope that it gets picked, and if it doesn't, it's coming anyway. And that's that. I will just say that I did write down the first line of all of these books already, and some of them truly shocked me. It's just interesting. Like, your first line, some of these I think, you know, they could have been better, okay? So that's why it'll be interesting to see, because I think if I just laid all these books out in front of Conor and asked them to pick, it would be different than what's about to happen. So, let's go.
Will you look at Carbon?
Okay, so I'm just gonna read all the first lines, and as we go through them, you can just knock out. You can either say, like, you know, yes or no, and then if we end up with more than whatever, we'll figure it out at the end. Okay, the first one is, yes, of course, if it's fine tomorrow, said Mrs. Ramsay, but you'll have to be up with the lark.
I'm going to say yes to that. That sounds like I'm enticed. I don't know what the lark is, so...
I think it's a bird.
I'm into it.
Okay, the next one is, never mix vodka and witchcraft.
That's a hard yes. Absolutely. I know that's going to set up for a good time.
Okay. All right. The first line is, I used to have a cat, an old fighting Tom, who would jump through the open window by my bed in the middle of the night and land on my chest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of yeses in here. These are all really enticing.
Well, I'm going to read them all eventually.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is, I opened the door that morning, and the world seemed to right itself, as if all those years had meant nothing but waiting for that one moment.
Not really as sold on that one.
Yeah,
I will say that's going to be my swipe left.
Okay. The next one is, competence can be a curse.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay, then we have, inspiration is the unforeseen quantity, the muse that assails at the hidden hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say yes for that.
Into it. Okay, we only have 2 more.
Great.
And then we're gonna have to circle back.
Yes.
If the world is torn to pieces, I want to see what story I can find in fragmentation.
No, that makes you feel like a Cole Sprouse wrote that. They could have read that as the intro to Riverdale, and I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
Whoa. When I reveal what these books are, you're going to be shocked. Okay, the final first line. As she woke up in the pod, she remembered 3 things.
Yes, I am interested to know what the pod is, so yeah.
Okay, so you said that one, and this one, and did you say no to the old fighting Tom, or yes?
Which one? What, read the old fighting Tom, the whole thing?
I used to have a cat, an old fighting Tom who would jump through the open window by my bed in the middle of the night and land on my chest.
I honestly don't know what I said.
Okay, that's fine. Well, what do you say now?
Honestly, I'll say no to it now.
Okay, that leaves us with 4 other ones.
Okay, good. We're narrowing down.
So we have, yes, of course. If it's fine tomorrow, said Mrs. Ramsay, but you'll have to be up with the lark.
I'm still interested in that.
Okay. And never mix vodka and witchcraft?
Of course, I'm still interested in that.
Okay. Inspiration is the unforeseen quantity, the muse that assails at the hidden hour.
I'm going to say no to that one right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. This is honestly really tough.
Okay, and then, so now we're just down to 3. So the other 2 that I just read. And then, as she woke up in the pod, she remembered 3 things.
Yeah, that one is still very interesting. Okay, I'll be honest. I think it's a toss-up between the pod and the alcohol and witchcraft.
Okay.
Okay, read them both to me one more time. Start with the alcohol and witchcraft one.
Never mix vodka and witchcraft.
Okay, and then read the other one.
As she woke up in the pod, she remembered 3 things.
Okay, so if I was going to rank these as first as second, honestly, I think the vodka and witchcraft is number 1, and the 3 things remembered inside of a pod is number 2. Just because I would love to know where that pod is.
And where are we with the lark? Is that your first choice?
No. That's not.
That one's out?
Yeah, that one's out.
Okay, so you picked the pod and the vodka.
Yeah, I think the witchcraft is my number 1 choice and the vodka is my number 2.
Wow.
The lark can be choice number 3, but if we're just doing top 2, I think
it's just 2.
Witchcraft.
How many books do you want me to bring? Okay. Will this vacation turn into a Reading Kayla's Recent Faves vlog? Possibly. Conor did pick these 2 books that were loaned to me by Kayla, so if I were to read at least one of them, that would be great because I would like to give them back, in a timely manner. And yeah, I think I'm still gonna bring Erosion just because, I don't know, I am who I am. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the hard copy books that I'm bringing, the physical books that I'm bringing, but I'm also bringing my Kindle, which is loaded in a way. So I thought I would just also give you like a little rundown on like what the rest of my vacation pile of possibilities is. First of all, I have the book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki. I talked about that in my TikTok TBR. I have started it, and I don't know if I will finish it or if I will, like, maybe I'll try to just have like vacation books be separate from other books. We'll see. But I just got a copy of Cultish. I forget who that's by, but that's my book club book this month, and I just got a hold in from my library, so I'm excited to be having that. Maybe I'll pick that up while we're on our little adventure. I also have 2 arcs from NetGalley. One of them is Portrait of a Thief by Grace Lee. This book was actually published last week, but I did get an advance copy, and so I am planning to finish it this month. So I might be working on that on our vacation. And I've also, I got an arc of The Hawk's Way by Cy Montgomery, which is a novella about hawks. Cy Montgomery wrote The Soul of an Octopus, so I was really excited to be able to read another one of her books. And it's a shorty, so that's kind of fun. And then I also have the audiobook for The Deep by James Nestor, which is generally about free diving, and also just about like the ocean and humans' relationship with the ocean. So we're gonna be listening to that on our drive. I'm really excited because a bunch of my friends really loved it. I loved The Parts of Breath by that same author that I actually read, and yeah, I think free diving counts as a sport, so this is loosely my book about sports, which is also gonna be for my TBR this month. So if things go well, I think I'll do well in my TBR game, but that's not really our main concern here. I don't know what our main concern is. Maybe it is our main concern. Whatever, these are the books that I'm gonna be having with me on my trip. So if you want to find out which ones I read, you're gonna have to come back in a week or so when I post that vlog and tell you all about it. Or you can add me on Goodreads, the link is down below, and I keep that pretty up to date on like what I'm actually currently reading. And that's all that I have for you, so thank you so much. I wish that I was able to offer more of like a process for this, like how did I select all of these books, but I didn't select them. I just grabbed what I could, and that's kind of how I run things with my library card. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Every like, comment, and subscribe means a lot to me, so thank you so much, and I'll see you back here next time for that vacation vlog.